All right, so here we go. Let's jump in. We're going to start with divergence. What does that mean the plates are doing? Diverging, which means spreading apart. And we're going to start with divergent on continental crust. What happens when this happens on continental crust? Okay, the first drawing is actually going to be very easy. Now, the challenge for you, and I suppose it depends on whether you're watching this like on the same Chromebook that you're taking your notes on. If you can do the video on a separate thing and watch this, that'd be great. The challenge for you is going to be like popping back and forth, or if you can figure out how to do the thing where there's two panes and you open them both up. But I'd recommend making this as big as you can so that we can draw in pretty good detail. Now, the first one's really easy. They're going to get more complicated as we go. First one's very easy, though. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do these as best you can, make it nice and big so you got space. And don't get lazy and stop. I'm going to draw a line going right across like this. Another line going right across like this. And we're pretty much good. So here's what starts to happen with continental. This is like phase one. And what we have here is continental lithosphere. So I'll type that in here. Only we're going to go way smaller. Continental lithosphere. So, and then down here will be the stenosphere. Back a couple lessons ago, and I'm not sure it's sunk in for everybody. Here it is again. There's the idea of why do the plates move? And again, if you become a geologist, you're going to find out this is more complicated. Here in New York State Earth Science, they're telling us that the reason the plates move is that there's convection in the asthenosphere below it, convection in the upper mantle. So what happens in these cases is that these convection cells occasionally are going to be set up so that the crust has tension on it. When I mean tension, it's like pulling on both sides of a rope. If this convection cell wants to push this plate this way, this convection cell wants to push this plate this way, what's going to happen? That plate's going to get spread apart. That's what divergence is, right? That's it. This is the atmosphere up here. We'll just write sky instead of atmosphere. How about that? Humans are tiny, 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 tiny little beings on this black line that are so small we couldn't draw them. Cities are too small for us to draw. So what's happening here is that underneath the asthenosphere has these convection cells pushing the plates apart. There's tension. What's going to happen? Why don't you predict before we go to the next video? What's going to happen? If you've ever made a pizza from regular dough, what happens as you put tension on it, as you spread it out? Okay, there you go. Drawing number one. That wasn't very hard, right? They'll get harder, but stick with us. You're going to do a great job. So we'll move on to step 2 in the next video. Good job. One down.